All right. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Just want to make sure everyone can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. Luke, are you there?
I am indeed. Hello, hello.
All right, we're back. I don't know if you have the YouTube stream.
I do. I've got it on.
So this is the new what do you call it, stream setup I've been working on. I quite like it because sounds good. Thanks, Graham. Yeah, hi, Safehouse Paul in the house. Welcome to today's Market Watch live stream. We have CPI data releasing in the US in about 9 minutes, and yeah, we are taking a break from the live trading desk to come out and watch the markets together, right? Yeah, so I'm not sure how many, I can't see. Oh, there are 12 people now. Hello, welcome to the stream. Where do I begin? I used to have an entire disclaimer thing, but I hope you guys enjoyed the disclaimer scene earlier before this. Effectively, you know the usual, right? All the content from this stream does not constitute financial advice, and it's purely for educational purposes, educational and entertainment purposes only. Yeah, so this is the new stream setup. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. I think we haven't been posting videos in a while because we've been busy. I think some of the members like Graham, Marius, and Enza know this. We trade for a living, but then when it comes to building websites and doing all that other corporate stuff, like a little bit slower. But we've been churning at it. New website's done, so sfhscapital.com is ready. It's in the link is in the description below, so you can go to check that out. For the members, do let us know how you would improve it, because we're not experts. Yeah, just want to be very clear, we're not trading gurus, we're not selling trading courses, and we're not a trading signals group, not financial advice. So yeah, Luke, let's just jump right onto it, man. So where do I start? Okay,
Wherever you want to start, Paul.
So yeah, for the members, right? We update on under the office. There is a calendar channel, and there every week every day actually, I'm updating in terms of the key US data coming out, and I usually put a little bit of a commentary after each release. We are 6 minutes away from oh, my window is too small. We're 6 minutes away from the release. Effectively, everything, or the key thing that anyone is talking about right now in this business with regards to today's CPI is expectations are that there will be an uptick in headline inflation. So I posted it on X earlier, but I can switch right to it real quickly. Where is it? Here. I'll open it up. Yeah. So this is a chart that I posted earlier, and this is what inflation looked like rolling into COVID and then rolling out of COVID. I think Powell has done a great job bringing it down to target. Inflation has come down, at least year-on-year inflation has come down quite a fair bit. Is it possible to reduce music volume a little? Yes. Yeah, I need someone to help me tune that, because I can't really tell from here. Thank you. Jeff is here. Hi, Paul. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Cool. All right. 5 minutes and 23 seconds to data drop. So let's talk about it real quick. I have actually put together notes this time. All right. So inflation is expected to itch a little bit higher in the US. Trump core policies. For those of you who have joined me and Luke, on some of our trading desk sessions, would know that Trump core policies such as deportation and tariffs, which is what everyone is talking about right now, fundamentally inflationary, right? So think about it. If I put a 60% tariff on a Chinese battery, like batteries for electric vehicles that come from China, right? And now those will cost 60% more. Then even if you put together the car and sell it in the US, it's going to cost more, right? So the consumer is going to pay the brunt of it. Nevertheless, a Trump victory is general all-around positive sentiment. I think most of you would have seen that with the kind of rally, the what I call the sugar high mega rally post-election. And till date, I think people are all still of a very pro-business outlook in terms of the US economy. The reality of it is, if you don't put your money in the US, where else are you gonna put your money, right? I know a lot of people would say Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, I think, has done well as well because Trump is pro crypto, and even during the election, I was watching it with Wei, and when Trump gained his first lead, Bitcoin just pushed, right? I'll talk a little bit about Bitcoin a little bit later. Key fundamentals is that resilience of a rapidly growing US economy, right, is all there. Like unemployment is at a well managed level, inflation is coming down. What else is there? Inflation, unemployment, and stocks are rallying, right? So that's where we are with the US. The core issue that people are looking at in terms of uncertainty right now is reinflation, right? Or inflation ticking back up. So yes, strong growth, as you've seen on the NASDAQ and equities.
Graham just called it the Trump pump.
The Trump pump, yeah. Your CNBC, Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg people are calling the Trump trade, right? But yeah, strong growth tends to put more upward pressure on inflation, right? And so even if today's CPI data comes in a little bit hot, right? Wall Street is expecting the Fed to cut interest rates again in the final meeting in December. So I might be winning that bet. I'll share this super cool bet thing for those of you who've been with us for over the past year or so. Wei and I love to have side bets on these kind of things, which is why I am an iPhone user today, because I lost. But yeah, anyway, jokes aside, January it's when the potential pause, right, may kick in, but when that comes around, then we'll figure it out. Let's see. Fun fact, right? There have been 8 instances of the S&P 500 jumping up by 36% over 52 weeks since 1995. That was one of the fun facts that came across my table when I was doing my research for today's trading day. As with all rallies, one can expect a correction, which is why if I switch over back to my S&P 500 and you look at it higher time frame, this is the Trump pump that we're looking at, right? And we have a very mild bearish RDIV forming, which I'm watching pretty closely.
Do you want to maybe go into detail about the RDIV strategy?
Later.
I know you posted it on Discord,
probably
but maybe
later, because I'm just watching the clock and it's like 1 minute and 16 seconds to release, right?
Okay. Well, there's nothing we can do later.
So I'll go into that in a sec. I talked about this. I've got stuff to talk about Euro, so I think that Luke, I think you'd be quite interested in. Let us know in the comments chat what you guys are watching. But yeah, I've got a couple of things to talk about in terms of that I'm watching for Euro and Yen. Just very quick side notes, but yeah, I'm expecting CPI to come out as expected, which is a slight uptick in October. But 30 seconds and I'll see you on the other side. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for joining us as we watch CPI data release, which the market's been waiting for most of this week.
Check
20 seconds. Let me zoom in, man. Like, this is gonna be fun.
Did you also see Jeff's comment? He's marked the 88.888 Asian level on Bitcoin, and apparently it's been respected very well.
Okay, I feel offended. I'm an Asian and I feel offended. I'm just kidding, man. I love it. I don't know why people take offense to this kind of thing. Love it.
I thought it was a compliment when Amos the other day said he forgot I was white and he thought I was Asian.
Right. Okay, hang on. I need to close some longs, man. What's that? Okay. Yeah. So anyway, SPX is opening upwards. Everything came out as expected. So I'll update calendar in a sec because it's a little bit hard to do it while I'm on stream. But yeah, core CPI month on month coming out at 0.3%, same as before. CPI monthly change also at 0.2%, so no change, right, to that trajectory. Headline CPI is as expected as well at 2.6. So I'm just gonna close out my trades now on both gold and SPX, just because we backtested yesterday's OR low once again. So that was a TP area for me. Oh crap! I forgot to put it on. Okay, fine. I'll do the write up later. But yeah, no upside surprise, no downside surprise. Came out just as expected. Inflation is continuing to inch up a little bit more. Let me just double quick check what the core CPI is. Where is it? Where is core? Yeah, core inflation rate came out the same as well. So okay, before I start talking about it, let me just update our members because that's more important. 0.2. Usually I like, sitting down and doing a little bit of research before writing my commentary, but initial reactions right off the bat, yeah, everything came out as expected, right? I think from a macro standpoint, like the world is gearing up for Trump policies effectively, and we're talking about everybody, right? We're talking about we're oh wait, why do I have weird audio in the background? Yeah, okay, yeah, we're talking about his core policies like deportation, and I think the biggest one, of course, is tariffs. And yeah, did I get to? Yeah, I got to explain it a little bit earlier. But yeah, if tariffs starts to kick in, then that becomes very problematic. In fact, Europe is already gearing up for it. Earlier today, when I was tracking that, while Luke was happily in the London session trading euro, I was very, very distracted. Let me see, where are my notes? Down to the top. Yeah, so yen, right? Let's have a look at dollar yen. Where is dollar yen? So we fell sharply. Let's see what happened at DXY. So DXY came out as expected. The US dollar made a swift push to the downside. By how much? Let's have a look. US dollar went down by 0.23%. So I'll update that in our calendar. Right, and since we trace, I have a support level for the DXY, the Dixie at 105.5. And yeah, if the greenback manages to hold this support level, right? Oh, can you guys see my giant water bottle? If the DXY continues to hold this level, right, then and continue to push higher, then that would spell really bad news for the yen, because the yen is at what most analysts call intervention level, right? Which is the yen is now decently, or not decently, but quite weak against the dollar. And if that happens, yen, Bank of Japan has a policy decision in December in terms of the interest rates. As you all would have known, I think, was it in August? Where was it? Was it in August? No, can't remember. Like, yeah, I think it was in August, like July or August, somewhere around there. We had that Black Monday, whereby the Bank of Japan, I think after 20 over years, they all of a sudden increase their interest rates by quarter point, and quarter percent, and then everyone started freaking out. 200 videos on YouTube start opening up about the yen carry. If you guys want to know more about the yen carry, I can explain the basics for you. Just let me know in the chat. But yeah, they have decided to hold, right? Of course, this was before US presidential elections. Now Trump has been elected. Their next decision is in December. I have on calendar the exact date for it. it is December 19th, right? So the commentary that I wrote was the BOJ kept its policy rate unchanged at 0.25% on Thursday then, and amidst heightened political uncertainties. Governor Kazuo Ueda kept the BOJ's inflation projections intact, citing that the economy is moving according to their forecasts. In his press conference, he delivered optimism about the global and domestic economy and left the possibility for a December rate hike open, which will hit on December 19th, right? So they were in a wait-and-see stance ahead of the U.S. elections. Now Trump has won, so a lot of people in the currency market, which was my home turf once upon a time, are awaiting that, and that impacts the yen carry trade a lot. We covered US earlier. Yes. So Luke, you saw, right? Like I gave you a quick summary because I was reading through it about how the German German economy was looking a little grim.
Yeah. That was very interesting to hear about. I was hoping for more backstory on this.
Oh yeah, there is. Don't worry, there is. But yeah, we just saw that uptick on the euro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope that didn't stop you out. But yours is
nope,
much
for that. No trade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was following your threads earlier.
Yeah, today's been quite nice. I've already got into a euro actually. I've
right.
Or it just wasn't something that again I felt moved enough, but again with at least SFHS, the guys that I'm using, the fact their spreads are so tight on euro dollar, like as you were saying before, due to volume, it's just so much easier to trade. It doesn't have to move a lot. if it's if your spread is so small and you're not just getting taken out for the price to even reach the area you're looking to be invalidated by, then it's great, So really enjoying that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, I definitely have more backstory on that for you in a sec. But meantime, I just want to show off to everybody my super cool new Safehouse t-shirt that I got from Korea. By the way, for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far, whereby today is a commentary stream. Tomorrow we'll have the live trading session on the trading desk, as well as Friday because we got PPI coming out. And what else? Let's see. I have to keep going to calendar because I'm retarded. We've got unemployment claims coming out tomorrow, as well as PPI, and then of course we've got retail sales coming out on Friday. So for tomorrow's one, again, same tune. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out as expected, right? Unemployment claims ticking higher. This is still within the manageable band. I'm more interested in the unemployment rate in the US. I think the last I saw was where was it? Where was my last unemployment? It was on a Friday, so that was 1st of November. Unemployment rate in the US came out at 4.1%, stayed at 4.1%. So, as long as that doesn't start creeping up to 4.3, 4.5%, or God forbid 5%, then that's good news. I think the interesting thing about this time around, this rally, right, is how like the Federal Reserve Bank has managed to keep interest rates at stupid highs for a long time, higher for longer, right? And then they've managed to cut rates as well, so that inflation is they've only started just cutting their interest rates, but bringing down inflation to near target 2% without triggering a mega recession, right? Like I think that's the part that is very interesting about this time around, right? So yeah. Okay, I covered yen. I keep going back to the US. For the members, you guys can go to the calendar and see what are the expectations. Let's talk about euro, man. This is an asset that I used to, dude, like, she's my favorite ex-girlfriend, I guess. Or I think at this point she'll be my ex-wife, is euro dollar. given that, you know, I used to trade euro, I think, for a good 10 years. Then I walked away from trading and, you know, went to try other cool things. But yeah, so with US growth, right, and Trump in power, so think about it this way: US is growing strong, euro is starting to weaken, right? I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And I think on the day, I mean, during the Trump victory, all anyone could talk about was A, the equities market blowing up sky high, B, it was what do you call it, Bitcoin, right, going sky high. I think the thing that not many people were talking about was what is going to happen to the euro dollar. So think of it this way: the dollar is on a strengthening path, right? And euro has been, well, the eurozone, primarily with the biggest boy in Europe being Germany, the biggest economy in Europe being Germany, the economy has been shrinking for the past 2 years since the COVID pandemic, right? Plus the war in Ukraine, right? Further dampened the German economy. And the key thing that came out of that, as a nerd for, you know, all things euro dollar, was that euro dollar parity is back on the table, right? Meaning to say that if I flip the euro, oh, I am already on euro dollar. Like the purple line that you see here, this is parity, right? Generally, in my 10 years of trading this, like, it is very unlikely for, like, if you're under parity, that's generally bad news, right? Back in 2022, so that's 2 years ago, right around August till November, so just about 2 years ago, we fell under and we very quickly got out of it, right? And this is the daily chart, so, you know, this is a prolonged period of time, but I think we spent a quarter, like 3 months there, if I'm not mistaken, September, October, November. And then we traded out of it, and then we created this support zone that I mapped out, right? This is, again, a very rough support zone. I have a more, let me hide this. I have a more specific one here at 106.85 half. And yeah, we're currently trading under it, right? So this double top that you see here at resistance 110.86, that is all the way from back here, right? And yeah, price has been holding. That held this downward swing on the euro is fundamentally, you know, what do you call that? The US strengthening, and of course the big dip here that you see, the big move here, all the way to test 106.85 half. That was the Trump victory, right? And so if status quo, the US continues to grow, the dollar continues to strengthen, you know, forming new all-time highs each time, then the long-term expectation for people is this purple line here, that's parity, and, you know, we might see something like this. If we fall under, you know, then bad things that start happening. I don't know, like the world order shifts, right? So yeah, a lot of analysts are calling very bearish on the euro. And yeah, anyway, back to Germany. So we talked about how the German economy has been shrinking for the past 2 years because of the COVID pandemic. We talked about the war in Ukraine, right? And of course, there's another one, which is competition in China, right? So, like, you know, Germany is a major exporter of electric vehicles. You've got big brands coming out of there, fundamentally Volkswagen, and I can't pronounce that right. Forgive me. And now you have one more factor in play, right? Like, now you have political instability in Germany, right? Which is not good news. So last week, Olaf Scholz fired his finance minister, Christian Lindner, and, you know, that puts a lot more uncertainty on the table. Trump has also, after taking power, Trump has also threatened a withdrawal of NATO commitments and a fundamental shift of support for Ukraine in its war with Russia, which is to be expected as of Trump. He also threatened to slap up to 20% on all goods from the EU, right? of course, the initial number that they were saying for China was 60, but I haven't got an update on that out in my research, so I'll go figure it out.
It's
But
pretty
effectively, yeah. So effectively, like the US is a major consumer of goods in Europe, right? So, yeah, the next cool hashtag, I guess, in the finance world is trade war, right? And this is exactly what it looks like. Last month, Volkswagen said it planned to close at least 3 factories in Germany, which is the first of domestic closure in its 87-year history.
Wow. Yeah.
Right. So it's a big deal if Volkswagen starts closing factories, right? So that's not cool. Yeah, but we have German friends, right? And hopefully Germany starts to turn the stuff around. Because fun fact, for those of you who are new to Eurodollar, once upon a time before the euro was formed, right, the biggest currency pair in the world was the dollar mark, mark being the German currency. So yeah, this relationship between Germany and US is very long standing. It predates my age even, right? So yes. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to cover in my notes? I think back to the point on CPI, right? Where is it? No, this PC. This is not updated yet. Yeah, it's not updated yet. But anyway, CPI came out 2.6, 0.2% above previous. As expected, yes. But this is also the what's that called? The first when is it? The first hike since March, I think. 12-month hike since March. So yeah, the reason why I wanted to show the inflation rate here was because you've heard Powell talk about speed bumps. This is what he's talking about, right? Like, we were on a very solid downward trajectory from 9% headline inflation in the US, and these are the speed bumps that look like it's going to tick up again. So if you want to draw it, because it's not updated yet, but if you want to draw it, then this is what it looks like. It looks like it's ticking up, and if this starts to tick like this, then that is a major problem for the US. Alright, so okay, anyway. Back to the markets. Is there any questions? Just feel free to drop that in the chat. We're gonna be around here chilling and talking all things trading into New York Open, which is in about less than an hour's time, I think. Yeah, so yeah, if you guys have any questions, do feel free to drop them down in the chat. If you want to find out about Safehouse, do check out our painstakingly built fresh new website. That's sfhscapital.com. Link is in the description below. Look, I just wanted to show you this. Like, you see how my camera is here, right? And my head is popping out a little bit. You see?
Oh, yep.
Coming out of the box. It's like a parallax everything. I'm very proud of it. But my hand can come out too. Hello.
Hang on, wait. Hang on. Where am I looking?
I'm sorry. I'm just building this stream template. I'm very proud of this. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, no, I see. Okay.
You see?
I've got
pointed stuff now. Aha.
I think I've still got your Discord shows your trading view.
Oh, right. Yeah. No. I'm still on trading view.
Okay.
I was trying to get back to my chart. There we are. So I'll talk about SPX because I've been having a lot of fun tracking this. Also because my wife is asking me to track this, so I figured I might as well trade it. Sam GTC, good to see you, man. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome. Yeah. So okay, so what was I looking at for SPX? Luke, I'll let you prep your Eurodollar because once I'm done with this, I might touch on gold a wee bit, but I'll jump over to you after this.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So where do we begin? The Trump high, right? So the Trump pump is a brilliantly cool name. For those of you that are members with us with the Safehouse Access Pass, you would know that I love marking out what do you call that? Event highs and event lows, especially like over here. I've got this range, which is the September 18 50 basis points cut. The effects of that, as you can see, CPI high and low from 10th of October was very narrow, and that has helped, you know, with a lot of the setups that I've been trading for. I was sick during this period actually, but I was still trading it. But anyway, let me just get this going and draw it live for you guys. So before I start drawing, yes, let me just flick this over to, yeah, just stay on 15. So quite a lot of lines. Let me delete now. So yeah, this was a major push. This was a major rally. I think a lot of people were celebrating over the weekend because they made a lot of money. And each time we were going up, we were, I think, over here, right around this point here, right? I actually drew my first my first bearish RDIV, which is potentially a correction, right? Let me show you what that looked like. That looked like this. Oh no, the magnet. Yeah, they look like this. Like this. This should be red. I'm just putting in a different color because of my active one. And then you have this, right? So in a quick nutshell, right, RDIV stands for RSI divergence. I'm sure there's like 1,000 videos about it. It's nothing, there's no secret formula, there's no secret strategy. It's just what works for you and what you like using. But yeah, so this was the RDIV I was tracking post-election. As you can see here, in a quick nutshell, what does that mean? RDIV essentially looks at a loss of momentum by the bulls. So generally you want it to hit into your oversold territory, and then as price forms another high, right, RSI is forms a lower high, right? So that's the divergence. And so generally the idea of that is there's a potential for this to happen, to break the bottom trend line, a back test, that's where my entry is usually at, and then a push. And of course you find your target, right? And my target is generally, you know, a next major level of concern. Defying all expectations, the SPX continued to push higher and higher, right? As you can see here, this was invalidated because because this didn't fall under 50 on the RSI. It continued to push up and up and up, right? And so, you know, this then keeps shifting and shifting down. And so the latest RDIV that I drew, I think a couple of last week, I think it was it last week when I draw this? It should be, yeah,
I know you were telling me about last week, I think, yeah. Or
I know I was talking about RDIV, but I just redrew my RDIVs. So I drew this on Monday, right? Because that's when this high was formed. Yeah. And essentially what happened, if I zoom in a wee bit, right? It's very ugly because, you know, like it's making a higher high, right? But it didn't make a tremendous, it didn't make a, what do you call that, a tremendous lower high on RSI either. So that's why I think in one of my threads, Luke, I was saying that it's really ugly. But anyway, key point is we have the trend line over here, right? And what price did was that it broke, double back tested it, right? Textbook always tells you single back test, right? But let me just zoom it in for people to see. But yeah, we had a double back test like that. See, it dropped out of the trend line, one back test, double back test, and then came the move, right? This was also what do you call that? A quiet period. Let me see. This is Tuesday. Yep. So then after that, like textbook, right? You want this to run all the way. Naturally, it didn't. Let me. Having trouble deleting. Okay, there we go. So this was a support zone that I wrote in one of my trade idea threads for the members, right, was this support zone. And this support zone effectively sits very near the 6,000 mark, right, which is a psychological level for SPX. Why? Because a lot of analysts, they monitor like the 1,000 gains on the S&P 500's index, and how long it took to get there. It's just been getting shorter and shorter and shorter, right? So yeah, the main idea here was, you know, if the bulls manage to hold, and 6,000 and push above, which they did during was this yesterday? Yeah, this is yesterday's New York Open, which they did TP out here, and then they failed on there. So OR high, OR low, opening range high and low for the New York market. They took out all the excess liquidity over here from all your shorting, and yeah, you know, EMA trajectories look good. Crossover with VWAP looks good, and then bang, a lot of sell pressure, and then that whacked all the way down to the support level 59.68. Yeah, and so I think overnight during the New York PM session, we regained strength and pushed back to about 6,000 again, and then since, you know, Asia session and all that good stuff, we've traded down, and therefore today's session forms this triangle, right? And then of course CPI over here, we have a pump up and then rejected off the previous OR low, which was my target. So I had a long from 59.87, and then that pushed up, and you know, I got lucky because CPI came out as expected, and yeah, effectively the reason why I opened a long was because, you know, I feel that yes, while on the higher time frame, I feel like there's a lot of correction needed for this mega rally, but at the same time, you know, there's a lot of euphoria around US equities right now, right? So as you can see, you know, the bulls are struggling to, you know, push this up. Sell pressure is still strong, don't get me wrong. Lots of people ready to take profit, but yeah, you know, support is significant for me. My invalidation was if this low, right, was lower than the previous low, right? Because if that was lower, then that shows me bulls losing strength, right? Of course, my ultimate TP was under 59.68 as TP, my ultimate stop loss. So the risk I was ready to accept was this, right, which was about 0.34%. Yeah. Yeah, my target was OR low again, because, you know, as of yesterday, that I've identified that there's quite a lot of sell pressure over here, and I didn't want to get caught in the middle of that. So yes, now we have EMAs crossing on the SPX, right? You can see here we got the 9 EMA already above, 21 EMA still under, so expect still some shorting. I'm not getting in here. So what I want to see is, I want to see Adidas, right? I want to see 9 EMA, 21 EMA, VWAP like that. And if they're in an upward trajectory, then that falls into my Emax setup, which is the EMA cross thing. It's kind of cool when I say it out loud, but
what did you call it? What was the name you gave it? The
Emax, because
Emax.
it's called the EMA crossover. It's where essentially the idea of the setup is when the 9 and 21 EMA crosses VWAP, right, and then produces a trending situation, then that's when I jump in, and I jump in either, you know, best case scenario, like if it's trending really hard, you'll never get a 21 EMA entry, right? Yeah. But if it's like not stupidly crazy kind of trending, then, you know, my general target is a 9 EMA buy or sell, like a 9 EMA entry. But if I can catch a 21 like that, like that's even better, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so right now, yep, we are getting extensions, so that's great. So the idea now is, if this is a strong rally, it will bounce off the 9 EMA. If it's a not so strong rally and sell pressure is still heavy, then we might get a 21 bounce. 59.87 is the hold. And once both EMAs are well and above in an upward trajectory above VWAP, then that's the EMAX setup finished. And then it's my entry and I go over that, right? So
do you have the updated OR that's now printed?
What?
Do you have the updated OR or?
No, I have not. I'm still
okay.
Okay, I'm going to draw now. Okay, yes, look, I will draw now.
Well, it's so interesting actually. I added it back to my chart. It was something that I've had and played with, and I was, well, I mean, it's all thanks to Wei, right? But I mean, it's something I was also adding to the different sessions as well, because of primarily it's New York, right? But adding it to London and Tokyo was, again, just it's so interesting playing with it and seeing how well it's respected. But yeah, New York especially is something that, as Wei, painstakingly researched and has been testing and is using successfully, it's definitely something you want to have on your charts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, I swear to God, right? Like I copied it over earlier, but hi all, is Victor and George still at Safehouse? Gary, wait, was that you on Twitter earlier that texted me? Let me see. No, that was Marco Wonderwall. Yeah, Victor and George are still with us, but Victor is working on a separate project. George is still in what do we call it? Is still with Safehouse. He's got the G mentorship. So for the Access Pass members, if you wanted to do like one-to-one, because like Luke and I and Wei, we don't really do one-to-ones, but George does. So if you guys want to do one-to-ones, you can most definitely hit up George. Who is, I think, running some at the moment, starting soon, I think. Yeah, so that's still available. So yes, yeah, I just checked Gary. Like it's a different person that was asking me, old mentee of Victor's, was asking me if he could speak with Victor, so I sent Victor a note earlier. But anyway, thanks for stopping by the stream. No worries.
Very well.
This is, when I'm working off my secondary monitor, it's.
I know you got a lot on your plate. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And we're trying to trade at the same time. Well, kind of. We're looking at charts and stuff. So.
Yeah, and I totally forgot to do the threads today. I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. I found it.
No, it's fine. Like, again, I think the threads are quite interesting. I know Graham was asking about them earlier.
Oh yeah. Dude, did you see my giant tutorial on how to use threads?
Yeah, I think maybe at some point it might be worth actually copying, pasting that into all the different other threads as well, just so, like the, the altcoins and the Bitcoin and that kind of thing, the legacy, just so other people can.
Right. Yeah. No, but because the altcoin TA, like I know Graham's doing a fantastic job with the altcoin stuff because he loves that. Right.
He is the man. The altcoin.
And how do you say? Like so for those of you who are not in Access Pass already, Graham, I think he's in the YouTube chat at the moment.
Give us
long
away,
time
Graham.
member, great guy, and is always sharing a lot of his trading ideas and strategies in terms of altcoins. Like I'm not an altcoin guy, but he got me looking into it, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, so like I found Luke, we talked about this last night when we were testing, right? Like, in the future, like what I'm trying to restructure is the altcoin Bitcoin legacy TA thing, so that more members can post, in a very organized fashion. So it's very easy to follow along, like what Graham's doing, different trading ideas for different altcoins, right? So the key point is that it needs to be organized and structured. Right.
Yeah.
This is maybe coming from institutional background before, but like being able to search backwards. Like for example, let's say last week you had a good trade idea into execution, right? Let's say you had a good trade, of which it was documented in the thread from trade idea, correct, with your invalidation and entry criteria and target and all that good jazz. Right, and then it also has documented at the time how you executed and managed the trade, all the way to exit. Right, that becomes in and of itself like a case study. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah, 100%.
And then we can use that, to share with other members. So that's the kind of knowledge base that I want to build, because we had this going on, but it was like a mess, right? It was like everywhere.
Yeah.
So
managing it then is much harder to. I mean, sometimes you must feel bad managing managing the trade, because it's like sort of overlapping someone else's new trade, and that's sort of the thing now. And it's, it's just, as you say, it's messy. It's so much nicer now that you can click on it and you've got the whole process, right? Whereas before, typically it's like, okay, I'm entering here, or this was the trade, and it was like, I mean, still good and useful, and people can get information from it. But I think, for the target audience that we're trying to hit now, which are experienced traders, people who have got an inkling as to, they know what they're doing to some extent, right? Maybe they just need a little push in the right direction. But to have something that sort of they can sort of clearly see, okay, look, this is how we have managed it, this is why we've managed it. And also going back to something that Wei was replying to one of our members the other day, was that, maybe actually for some people managing the trade is actually not the best thing. That's completely another way of trading too, is look, maybe you are best, you set your stop loss, you set your TP, and you go for a walk, know, and that's it. But you gotta note these things down and make a journal entry and sort of track them and see how they're going. And so being able to track the trades that we're doing now with the threads, but also meticulously detailed management of the trades, I think will help a lot of people in hopefully improving their trading.
Yeah. So I just updated my CPI high. So this is one of those things that I love doing. Has helped me in terms of my trade idea generation and setup, which is I like to mark major events like NFP, non-farm payroll, Fed interest rate decision, CPI, that sort of thing. And this is S&P, so specifically for US related assets. I think for like Euro, you're gonna have to map. Well, you'll be mapping the same thing for the US, but also keeping in mind the stuff that's going on in Europe, just so that you don't get whips out of nowhere. But so I have marked out my CPI high, CPI low. My CPI low is OR is not out yet, right? Because it's not open yet. So I need to remove this, and then I swapped my OR low from yesterday, my opening range for New York low, into resistance, because that has proven very, very useful today. And that's at 6,008, and that's a very nice number. 6,008.6, very, very nice number. Thank you. Makes the Asian boy inside of me very excited. There are no falls in that number. And as you can see, S&P 500 is now defending 6,000, right? Trying to climb above. So if we climb above its strength, flip this resistance, clear CPI high, right? And then that's more upside, right? So we got jammed up here, came back, retest 9 EMA. If we get up here with strength, take this as support, flip this over to support, and then there's more potential for upside, right? So very simple stuff. And now is to watch and wait the market play out. Hi Graham, the nice smiley. Hang on. I'm just going to talk about gold as well, because I closed out the gold position. And that's because I have a bullish RDIF. So these were the previous RDIFs that I traded. And then this was the one that I was looking at yesterday, Luke. I need to adjust this because I drew this when the first low was formed. So I need to adjust it so that it's, so that it's more accurate.
I think if instead of having to lock the keyboard, you can hold. I think on Mac it's Command, so maybe on Windows it's like Control.
Oh yeah. Oh. Okay.
Just
I should do.
It's one of these things you learn. it's like I stumbled across it and it's like, yes, okay, I'm never not using that again.
Nice. So let's talk about gold for a sec, because I know people like Enza loves trading gold. Maris trading now is primarily on US equities. I'm not sure if Enza is here today, but because he's probably trading it. He usually joins for like the live trading sessions on Discord. But yeah, so I drew this when we were here, right? I was calling. Wait, no, did I? No. I drew this when we were here, somewhere around here. Yeah. So I had 1 point, and I was calling for the second point, right? So we managed to get that. I had 2 levels of support, and the one for gold at 25.89 half, like that was really nice as it held. Then of course, you know, the RDF setup came out. Let me open the RSI for you to see what I mean. I think this was on a higher time frame, like 15, because I usually draw on 15. Zoom this in for you. There. Can you see? It was oversold for a bit, and then after that it traded back up, but then it formed a lower low on price, right?
Okay.
So that's the divergence happening, right? Which is the sellers are losing momentum, but then they made a lower price, right? That's why it's called RSI divergence. Very simple.
Sure.
And then you know, called for this. Price pushed up. This was I had another level here, which was the low of the first drop, right? And that, if you can see, I mean, I don't like having too many lines on my screen, but if you must see, right? Like even if you put it here, you must see this is a major resistance for gold now.
Yeah.
Right. So popped over, crashed back down, and for the most of today, into CPI, we've been you know, trading into this what is this called again? Pennant, right?
Oh yeah, the pennant. Yeah.
Yeah, because in my time you just call it triangles, you know. So
I just call it triangles.
Cool names. Yeah. So yeah, what can we see here, right? We have a very steady level of resistance, and we have the bulls coming back into action, right? Increasing bullish pressure, which therefore forms the pennant, right? If you zoom a little bit in more, what do we have now? We have Adidas, right? Which is we have the 9 EMA above, we have the 21 EMA below, and then we got VWAP right under, right? So yeah, I was in a long from 20 somewhere here. I gotta go and check. Let me go and check. 2609 was my entry price.
Nice.
It's quite high, somewhere about here. Yeah. So I had an entry price here, and I got out at CPI.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, but the ultimate call, I mean, I'm not done with this yet, but like, I'm probably looking to get in again, but I want to see strength here, right? Which technically now is a good time to buy, but then what?
I'd be looking for a back test of that level that you pointed out earlier, you know, the top of that pennant, as we're calling it. If we get the back test there, that'd be very nice, right? 5 minutes.
That would be really cool, yeah. Because like now, like even CPI, right? CPI with the back test was all the way back down to 21. Let's open this up, right? All the way to 21, back tested VWAP, and now we've got this push up, right?
I do love those candles. Sorry, but keep noticing like these a lot of the sort of the news candles or something where you just see the ginormous wick, right? You know, and it's just completely taken out everything before. Yeah. It's almost like it just clears the way for where price is going to go, and you see it quite a lot, like where that happens, and then look, the next 2 candles, for instance, and these are on 15 minutes, right? These aren't, you know, low time frames necessarily. You know, the price is now chasing it, right, and trying to fill that sort of that thing. So it's a very nice, very interesting sign, I guess.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like as we are speaking, I've completely missed my entry to chase this, like every other FOMO idiot in the market. But
okay.
Like you, Luke, like what I'm looking for here, like what when I was talking about it earlier, that I missed it. I wanted to get, because I was long from below, right? Long time, higher time frame. Ultimately, I'm still very bullish for gold, right? I want to see a rotation. So I actually drew it. Let me go find it. There, bang. Like this was my market call that I was asking for when I drew it here, right? Which was, I didn't get it yesterday clearly, right? In fact, I got quite the reverse. So I waited for this back test. So usually the backtest for RDIV, right, for bullish RDIV is on the upper limit of the RDIV triangle, right? Like this, as you can see from the drawing. this went a little bit deep, and I had more confidence in this. I was going to consider this invalidated, but I had more confidence in this again because you had higher lows, right? So and therefore forming the pennant. So ultimately, my market call for this move is still 26.52 half, which is resistance now, right? Even if you want to, like from this drop, but even if you want to take it from 2700, right? Where's my bid there? Let's say somewhere around here to around here. Yeah, that's around your 50% mark, right? So you got your 236. Effectively, price needs to claim the 236 for the retracement to, you know, to start happening, I suppose. If price bounces off the 236 and continues lower, then there's no point pulling a Fibonacci anymore. Graham says another all-time high imminent on Bitcoin. Okay.
Ooh.
We will get to Eurodollar in a second. Let's go have a look at Bitcoin.
This is an eager man.
There it is. Wait, who was it? It was Jeff, right? Jeff was saying that there was a 8 level, right? So I'm just going to draw that in, and I'm going to call it the Jeff level. It's going to be in
my level Jeff.
Gold. My name Jeff.
Not my level Jeff.
My level Jeff. Right? And I'm going to call it the Jeff level. Jeff's Asian level. Put it here. Put it here too. Alright. Oh wow, okay. Oh wait, no, I didn't even put the coordinates. 8. Is it 3.8? It's just 3.8. Oi, where'd it go?
That's interesting.
Just draw a lot of 8s. Okay, there we are. Just Asian level, locked in. Let's have a look, see. What do you make of this pattern, Luke?
So I was just looking at Eurodollar for a second. It came down, took a whole load of liquidity and bounced off EUR. But
all right, no worries.
So here, where are we? So well, this is BTC, right?
Yep.
And we are on 15-minute. I tell you what, let me look at it on my chart because I've got my indications and stuff like it's looking at on someone else's chart when you haven't got your.
I'll swap over to you. Let me know when you're ready to swap.
Yeah. Sure. 1 second. So we're looking at Bitcoin, right? That's what we want to look at. Cool. Okay, yeah, let's go for it. Should be ready.
1 second, please.
Levels are not
done. Over to you.
But are you able to see me?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, levels are not up to date because of it's not something I trade. But where are we at? So on the 5-minute, I mean, we've got a lot of highs up here. We have a lot of liquidity, right? So yeah, I mean, Graham's call for new all-time highs, I think, is absolutely warranted, right? I mean, if nothing else, we're going to want to take these and then come down or push higher, right? So, but we've had a nice back test pretty much of the Asia high. So yeah, I mean, look, we're on the way. Oh, I mean, if you got in here, got in around here, whatever. Well done. There were definitely, again, because I haven't got my levels, I'm missing sort of a lot of the potential chances to get in, but just from the Asia or just from the session levels, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, we haven't taken the London highs yet, and if this was anything like gold, which was interesting. What I was mapping, I think I told you once upon a time, was like when we took out sort of one of the levels, or one of the Asian, or one of the session highs, right? Specifically the Asia one, right? It would go sort of, at least on gold I was tracking, it would go like 0.10, and again, Bitcoin's like way more volatile than gold, right? But it would go like a certain amount and then start to turn around, or then it would go a certain amount and then it would start to range and then it would start to turn around.
But that's effectively sweeping session liquidity, right?
Yeah. So that was interesting. I was starting to look at and sort of monitor, right? So maybe we do the same thing here. I mean, how long have we been ranging for? Since Tuesday, right? So Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, that's been a while. That's been a while. In fact, I think quite interesting. I'm going to swap over back to mine.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like 8:30 Eastern is here. So this is your like this candle right here. This is your CPI high.
Yeah, I guess we have
today 13:11, right?
Yesterday's high, and that was also essentially Asia, and it was pretty much all sessions highs, which was interesting. That was pretty much Asia, London, and New York's high. So there's definitely liquidity sitting up there. And so yeah, I'll be looking at on 5 minute. Like if we wick up into that level and then come back down, okay, cool. Then we want to range some more. But if we just blast straight through it, well, okay, we're gonna go quite far, I think.
What is that thing that we used to use? I think Graham likes this a lot, which is a fixed range volume profile, FRVP.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. That was an interesting call.
Yeah, so like with CPI, right? Like CPI produced that right here. Sorry, let me zoom this in. I'm very used to looking at things very zoomed out, but yeah. So CPI popped you over, right? And then we have New York pre-market. You've got very strong 9E and 21 EMAs coming right off the point of control, right? So we are well and above. If we break previous high at 89,828, then yeah, new all-time highs, baby. Also, I was talking to a VC friend of mine, right, who is connected with some of like the OG Bitcoin guys, and then I was having dinner with him over the weekend, and then I was like, so what do you think, right, from victory, huh? He was like, dude, if you don't pump Bitcoin now, when do you want to pump Bitcoin, right? So
I mean, sure.
So like I agree, man. Like his view is 150k Bitcoin 2025, but we're not about that kind of like to the moon kind of type shit. So
yeah,
so we'll trade it all the way there if it does make it there.
Yeah, one step at a time, right?
Yeah.
One step at a time.
Like I don't know. For those of you who have been following us for some time, like I am not one about being right. I just want to be profitable, man. That's okay.
You're only human, right? That's right. We just want to.
It's an old saying on the trading floor, right? Like you don't see me going out there saying like, oh my god, SPX 6,500 after CPI. Like, dude, smell weakness. I'm getting out, man. Just TP and get out. And then on to the next trade. All right.
I'm just updoing my levels on Bitcoin because maybe it's something that I should be
looking at, right?
Checking out now that Graham's back in action, out on the trading floor and putting us to shame with his altcoin and his Bitcoin TA, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's also very interesting as well. So I mean, you've got OR. I mean, yesterday's OR is very close to previous day's low. But we also back tested it, the OR high, right, yesterday, and then that's what we bounced off, pretty much that. And previous Asia, well, yesterday is one of Way's levels he uses. Yesterday out of that day before, basically.
I still find it funny that you guys keep doing that, but
yeah. So yeah, yesterday's Asian lows and OR high are pretty much together. Yeah, that was very nice. Okay, so now I've done the levels. Yeah, we've already taken yesterday's high. We bounced off it.
Hang on, let me swap over to you. Okay. Go.
Okay, sure.
Yep, you're on. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, we came up, and this is what I was talking about earlier, where we've got, so this is the Asia session on Tuesday, right? Asia session's high. And we've got London's high, and we've got New York's high, right? So we've got 3 sessions pretty much back to back, all, right up on each other. That's very interesting. Coming down, we took the Asian liquidity, right? Came down, in here, and we took it again, I guess, for here, right? And then we started going back up. Couldn't take the highs, but back tested OR, right? Along with Asia's low again. And then we're up here. And even here, we back tested yesterday's high, which is why I love the yesterdays. They're great. They definitely work. There's definitely something there. Yeah, so thanks again, Wei, for that. And we back tested that. We've almost pretty much back tested off Asia high and the 21 EMA, the 9 EMA. I would imagine, obviously, that would be hit. I don't have that on my chart just because it's something that for me, I just prefer the 21, right? But yeah, so then we've come up and we've now, again hit. The other thing I think to note, let me just zoom in a little bit more and also see on the 1 minute here. So we did manage to, on the 5 minute, just push above, right? Yesterday's high. So, I mean, yeah, that looks more bullish. I know we did here just as well, but, I still kind of call this bullish, even though we came down here, right? We haven't exactly retraced and made lower lows, right? So we made a slight retracement, but we're still overly bullish. And yeah, now back testing yesterday's high, kind of, maybe not yet on the 1 minute. This is why I like this tiny little 1 minute here, because this isn't a back test in my mind. This is just we're still breaking through.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, look, previous day high incoming. Maybe we hit all-time highs on stream.
That would be cool. Hey,
know?
New York Open is like what, 4 minutes away, right? So
I
still
mean,
got time.
that's a good bet right there. That is a good bet. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've got a good trajectory on gold as well. Let me go flick right back to it.
Yeah, switch back. Unless someone is just gonna ultimately, massively try and cuck everybody. I mean, that's
I totally missed my entry. Like there was a clean backtest. Like I was waiting for the backtest of 9 EMA. Now we've got a good trajectory going on what do you call it? We've got a good trajectory on the EMAs. EMAs have already crossed, right?
Yeah, back tested it.
Yeah.
Touched the line nicely.
So yeah, I think I'm very excited to see how this candle closes.
Yeah.
But ultimately what I'm looking for is, a much stronger rotation up. So we will see. We will see if the Bulls can make it happen. I might get a second shot on my entry. 3 minutes to bell. Wow, can't imagine. When's the last time you said that on stream, huh?
Well, it's been a while.
Busy.
Need the ding ding ding, yeah.
I think I still have that. I'm gonna try it.
Do it
on stream. Yeah.
I have it muted just because it's been abused.
Yeah. No. Of course. It's okay. It's okay. I'll use my mouth to say it for you.
Thank you so much.
See what dollar yen is doing. Yes, dollar yen has retreated from intervention levels at 155 back down to 154 half, and now is correcting from there. Oh, I was gonna say for Bitcoin, right? I think New York Open might give it that push. As to whether it stays there above and with strength is a different story, right? But yeah, RSI is approaching overbought territory, right? So expect a minor correction.
Inches away from previous day high. So yeah, the all-time highs.
Yeah. But to be honest, I think the market wants to see 90K. So,
Well, I mean, the market wants, as you said, 150
by 2025. 2025, plenty of time still, man. Relax. Yeah. So for those of you who are enjoying the Market Watch live stream with us here at Safehouse, we got Luke on station with me. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more. We will have these Market Watch live streams on YouTube once a week. We used to do every Monday, but I think what we really want to do because of our industry, right? Like we wanted to map it according to big news in the markets. So yeah, we will update you guys on X in terms of when we are going up for that stream. Then of course for members, uh, we will have at least about 2 to 3 live trading sessions at pre-New York. Also according to what the news events lined up are like. So yeah, be sure to check out Canada for the members, and they're not just the data points for the news events, but also like our live stream schedule, right? Of course, outside of these live trading sessions, like if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in chat. If you just want to see the kind of trade ideas that the team is dabbling with, it's threaded in under Office, so you can go there and check it out. It's just a new feature that Luke and I just launched, so we're still testing, but meantime, yeah, most of it is all there.
Also, don't underestimate the calendar. That Paul puts a lot of time into researching and getting all the details up, because that's not a small feat, right? A lot of information goes into that, and it's always updated, up to date. Free members as well can also access that. Can
people join our Discord for free already?
Yeah, that's all set up, ready to go.
Oh wow, I thought it wasn't done yet.
Oh
like
no,
where?
Amos and I are on it, right? We've been busting ass.
Right.
Yeah, all-time highs have been achieved
on stream.
Oh
wait, crap! Forgot a ding ding ding.
Oh yeah, okay, ding ding ding.
There we are. Okay, I did it. Okay, ding 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 and all-time highs. Congratulations, Bitcoin above 90K. Above 90K. Excellent stuff. Very nice. Let me just screenshot this for X. For funsies. New York Open. Get back to Bitcoin. Nothing much happening on gold. I managed to get my re-entry, but
nice.
Yeah, S&P. S&P is fighting it out right now, so I'll draw the auras when they're done. But previous aura was resistance from CPI, and yeah, they're fighting it out now. So I don't really want to get involved. Gold is still pretty steady, but lots of weakness happening.
Yeah, euro dollar is starting to come back down a bit. I need to see if it's going to hold above this 786, this high time frame 786, because there was quite the fight around that area earlier, around sort of well, let's call it 6 my time, which is who knows, 3 hours ago, I guess now we call it that.
3 hours ago. 3 hours ago was what, London PM session?
But right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, just right in the middle of it for everybody else, not where I am. Oh, okay, yeah, we are pushing heavily through that 786 now.
Cool. Oh, this is going to be an exciting New York Open. Yeah. So on gold, right, we're still holding, but if we lose to 21, I'm out. Yeah.
Looking to see if we were to get some sort of major retracement back before the 5-minute ends on euro dollar, which I think is unlikely, but this is a big strong candle. Like,
you're on euro, right?
Yeah.
What's that gonna do? Oh yeah, it's gonna make a post for X.
Okay, maybe I'm about to eat my words. We've got 30 seconds. We can do that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. There's a big candle there. I don't really want to trade that. Oh wow, Graham's popped up saying there was 123 million longs in that last 5-minute candle on BTC.
23 million. Holy
Yeah,
Christ.
123 million.
Wow.
Certainly be nice to get a back test of that PD high.
Yeah, that would be a really nice back test. But wow, what a push, huh? Adidas, man. We just go congratulate all the Bitcoin people.
Okay, so $0 closed below the 786, which is interesting.
I'm going to swap back to gold and monitor this.
I'd actually be more inclined to see that previous day low. I mean, it was already taken earlier, but only just. Having said that,
Euro.
I mean, Euro doesn't need big stop losses, and that's, you don't need a big overset, I guess, from a level, just because of the volume that's there, right?
Yep.
So,
Okay, I got out my gold position.
nice.
Yeah, small loss because it was a rushed entry, so I forgot to change my position size. But hey, thank goodness. So yeah, so far 2 wins, 1 loss.
Nice. Yeah, I had a good day with Euro dollar today.
Yeah.
Again, it just respects levels, very nicely, right? And
Mm.
so,
Mm.
yeah, okay, it doesn't move. Bitcoin's 2.6%.
Hey,
You know?
but this has been quite a move, yeah.
Oh,
This has
this
been
this
quite
has
a
been a
move.
big move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but the thing is, you don't necessarily need it. Again, if you've got, again, even a small position size, right? But again, your
Mm-hmm.
stop loss is super tight and it moves, reliably in a nice direction, even just for, a little bit, you can still make some nice money, right? So
Yeah.
it's not a problem. And right now, that's something I'd much prefer. Like, rather than it sort of moving, crazy amounts, like, again, just have something that I can get super tight spreads. I'm filled instantly in exactly where I want. Stop loss isn't just taken when it sniffs my stop loss, right? It actually runs through it properly.
Yeah.
Um, it's just much, much nicer to trade. That's nice as well.
Oh, that's very cool. 100. Yeah, I just saw Graham's 123 million longs on that last 5-minute candle. Ooh wee. Let's see what's SPX doing. Struggling to hold above. Okay. I know we're generally supposed to jump off right about now because it's been almost an hour. But yeah, for those of you who are here, if you have any questions, please drop it in. I kind of want to be able to mark out ORs first before jumping off, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, sounds good. So let's see. Yeah, we've got a couple of minutes more. I At this point, I generally like to pick a primary asset that I want to look at.
I think are you still looking at me or are you back to yourself?
Oh, I'm still on you. Wait, let me jump back to
Okay,
me.
cool.
Right. So I'm looking at gold. Gold. I lost 21, and that was my stop loss, so I got out. I don't like it. Right. We reached all the way down to 2606, and that was past VWAP. So with a sudden split like that, um, you know, I want to stay out and let this mess sort itself out first.
Yeah.
And I want to see, once ORs are out, maybe half an hour into the New York session to see if we can climb above this again, right? Because this is technically a false break of this pennant. And yeah, for more downside, I want to see 2604 support claimed and flip to resistance. And my next target will be 2589. Otherwise, higher time frame, I'm still bullish. So we'll see whether I get that rotation back up to test 2652, right? For that to happen, I would need the Dixie to drop. Right now, the Dixie is what do you call it? I had this stat for it previously. I don't know where I left it. I think what was it? Wait, let me go find it. I have it. I have it. I definitely have it. Nope, I lost it. I totally lost it. Now I found this very interesting thing, which is I think this is a 12. Oh no, I mentioned it in passing earlier. 12-month US. Anyway, key point is that Dixie made another high, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some expectations were for it to fall under, but yeah, as you can see right now, it's holding 105 half. Oh yeah, I talked about this at the beginning of the stream. And so yeah, for that rotation on gold to happen, like the expectation is for the Dixie to rotate down to test some of these older support levels, like 104 high, 104 low, right? And so if that happens,
I mean, yeah, Dixie is looking very strong
yeah,
from the
the
chart you're
Dixie's
saying.
105 half is holding really, really well. So if that holds, then I will not get my rotation, right? Whoa, why is my
I mean, I guess the only thing to be careful, I guess, with the pennant, right, is that the bottom line is essentially a trend line, right? And so
yep,
if that breaks, that could be
yeah, if this breaks, then like if I extend
sorry,
it,
on
right?
gold, right? Not
On gold, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I extend it
Um,
out, right? If this breaks, so it's the same as what I was talking about earlier, right? 2604 support claimed, like
mm,
that's to me more downside, right? Claim backtest, I'm in. My target will be 2589 for my first TP. Otherwise, yeah, on a higher time frame, right? We still have a lot of hit room to eat into, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
because if
be
you
looking
look at it
for
from a higher time frame standpoint, like gold has come down
mhm.
significantly from it's currently in a downtrend, right? And
Yeah.
local downtrend, and it's come down significantly from its 2800 level. So yeah, with the amount of uncertainties in the market, right? Um, I expect gold to see a resurgence, but as with all rallies, like there has to be a correction. So this is a decent correction, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
So
think
yeah,
especially with gold, I mean, it was interesting because we took the previous monthly low yesterday, and then
okay.
today, after closing yesterday, we've just gone straight up.
Mm,
Um, so I think actually to have this bounce off the previous monthly low,
mm,
which is at 2604
mm,
um 0.3 ish, um, which is also exactly where the trend line is looking to shape up. I think that would be something that is a lot of people are looking at.
mm,
So if we get a bounce off there, interesting. Again, I think we could well be going up like you say, but if we can't hold that, then yeah, we're going down, and we could be going quite a bit down.
yep,
Because you've got all the trend line volume to be taken out, and then also there's nothing really below us on a daily wise. We've been going up now on gold for quite some time, right? So um, I was expecting some sort of pullback, and I mean this almost could maybe mark the start of a pullback into a bearish scenario. I mean, we'll have to see. Right? I need more data, right, to be able to call that. But
yeah.
um,
So for me, I see. I mean, on the 5 minute, because I've got
mm,
5 minute on another chart. But if you look at the 5 minute, right, we've already claimed VWAP when we're back testing it now, right?
yeah,
So it's gonna get real whippy. I mean, it is OR. I have a rule, right, which I broke today because I completely lost track of it. Um, which is I generally don't like to trade until OR's out. So
mm,
like from open to but because of CPI, things are a little bit different.
yeah,
But yeah, that's what happens when you take a small loss and you get out ASAP. Um, but yeah, 2 wins, 1 loss today is pretty decent. Uh, but yes, so anyway, just to recap, We should have ORs out now. I'll punch them
Yeah.
in a sec. But yeah, for gold, right? Um, I have a potential Emax setup coming in whereby the EMAs, both 9 and 21, are poised to cross VWAP. But ultimately, you know, as you can see, it's been very sideways as of late. So unless we have a solid, push past 2604, support, flip it to resistance, back test, and then, then we can come and talk about more downside um, for gold, right? That is, a lot of it is predicated on what you see here.
Do
We
you
have
have
Emax on Dixie. So I think today the US dollar looks poised, at least for the early session, looks
mm,
poised to push higher. Bitcoin also looking very strong, right? There was a clean bounce after 9 EMA, but now it's struggling with 99.36. But yeah, EMAs are very healthy, very big ass Adidas going on, so that's cool. And yeah, still I'm still primarily looking at the SPX. Um, it's shaping out a flag at the moment, so that means more downside potentially. Let me just draw it out.
have you got the ORs, the previous ORs as well? So I think again
I
it's
removed
just
one,
on. Oh, okay.
but I kept the OR low because that was a target for me, and I liked it a lot. The OR high was yeah, I
Maybe
removed
let me
it.
just show you this, and I mean, again, maybe this should
Yep,
remain
go for it.
um, for members, but I mean, I don't know. This is just a little sneaky bit. If you've been watching this long,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you deserve it. But let me know when you switched
Yeah, yeah,
over.
I swapped. I
Okay,
swapped.
sorry, but
Yep.
yeah. So I mean, this is interesting, right? So again, ORs, right? 15 minutes of New York opening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, my New York thing's a bit. I guess it's in Asia time, but anyway, the ORs are correct now. But here, I mean, look, we've got, you know, such beautiful lines, right, of where price is back tested. And here again, but even just more specifically, right? So this is gold. We came up, and this is the CPI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Came up and went straight back down. And we've got here previous CPI. We broke, back tested, and now we're going down. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
you can't ask for much more. I mean,
Yeah,
well
no,
respected
absolutely.
levels, are all the trader needs, right?
Yeah.
Support and resistance. So
Well, not just that, right? I mean, that was very solid stuff. But I mean, for those of you who are still here with us, just before we jump off, right? I think a key point to understand, like I trade with Luke a lot on desk, right? And here's the thing, right? Like what works for him doesn't necessarily work for me, and what works for me doesn't necessarily work for him. So we use very different, or rather, we see the same asset through very different lenses, right? And like just case in point, like um, what Luke was just explaining, if I just swap over back to what I'm seeing on the gold, right, looks very very different. You know what I mean? And as we trade together on the same desk, like we share these insights and strategies, and from there we can make a more informed decision, right? So, and that's the whole reason why we set up Safehouse as a community. um Safehouse moving forward is, well, while we do have our trading desk, which essentially pays the bills, right? um the community segment of Safehouse fundamentally is to provide a very focused environment for aspiring traders or seasoned and experienced traders, to hone their craft, right? So yeah, Safehouse community members constantly bringing their A game, sharing their strategies and pushing each other to be better. Like that's the environment that we wanted to have, and so that's why we created the Safehouse Access Pass, right? um, and yeah, that gives you access to our office comms, so that's our trading desk. It gives you access to the awesome community, people like Graham, you got Jeff, you got Sam GTC, like you got a whole bunch of people. Enzar's here as well. You got Marius in the house, just name a few. You got Mimo, Chantel. Okay, I can go on, but you get the idea, right? And essentially, these are people who are very, what do you call that? Very open with sharing the strategies, because that's a core facet of how we develop our edge in the markets, right? So that's a key reason. like why we decided to come and do a public stream. I think we'll probably make a lot more money if we just stay on our trading desk and focused on trading CPI. But yeah, I think that I'll talk a lot more about it in the future. But then yeah, I think many people overlook the whole trading as a team element, and the kind of competitive edge it can provide traders in the markets, right? So anyway, I didn't get a lot of time to talk about my super cool trade setup, but I've got here at Safehouse, when we're not trading, we love motorsports, so we have our own Safehouse um, motorsports team, and I have the videos running in case you get bored.
Yeah, they've been really cool.
Below.
I've
Yeah.
been watching those in the corner of my eye.
Right? Yeah. So it's a fun little like homage to the Safehouse racing team who have, whenever they're on season, like yeah, they put in a tremendous amount of work, right? So big shout out to them. And yeah, so for all of you, thanks for watching the stream. Hope you found it fun, useful, uh, any of the good stuff there. Even if you found it boring, do let us know in the comments. It was boring. Don't ever do this again. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, so if you're looking to, join a focused and serious, conducive environment for trading, do give the CFAS X Passage a look. It's
Also,
$8 a
just
month because we've got to paywall the trolls out, and yeah, I think some people have increased their monthly, but generally the idea is it's only $8 a month, right? And
the other
yeah.
thing, just on that note, is that
Mm-hmm.
again, I think there's so many different people, places, teachers, gurus, ways, etc.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much noise, as we call it, right, out
Yeah.
there. It's very, very hard, and I think probably half the journey of becoming successful and profitable, right, is finding something that you stick with, that you resonate with, that you can have confidence in, and then commit to. And when there's so much noise around, you can't do that. And
Yeah.
you try your thing for a little bit, it doesn't work, or maybe you have limited success, and then okay, well, I've got to find something else, or okay, well, this guy's saying I should do this, another guy's saying I should do that, this chick's saying I do it with this way, and I should use stop losses, I shouldn't use stop losses, I should, whatever, the noise is unreal. And I think that's half the reason why so many people fail or take so long um in their journey. So again, one of the big points of Safe House is to help reduce that. So you'll
Mm.
see, in the free access, there is noise. It's there on purpose, right? It's
Hey,
there to
it's
show
not
you.
me producing it, okay? It's not me.
No, no, no. It's just everybody, right? We're just sort of showing off like, look, this is the noise. This is why you don't want to be there, right? And then when you
Yeah.
send, so to speak, um, things get quieter and you can get some clarity, right? So
Mm.
don't
Mm.
underestimate that. And if that is something you feel, then yeah, give us a chance.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. So yeah, Luke, we're probably gonna take a wee little break. I just got that push past 2604
Yeah, I'm watching at
fit.
the same time.
Yeah, on so what I want to see here is I want to see a close, and then I want to see a back test, and then more downside, and then I'm in, right? But not after I get another cup of coffee. So we'll see. Overall on SPX that I'm watching, yep. So the flag pattern. So
Hmm.
downshift and then consolidation and then another downshift. We got that, and we hit. We should flip this over 59.87. So yeah, I totally missed that trade too, but that's fine. And I'll later off stream I'll mark my ORs and continue for the PM session. But yeah, so thank you all for joining. We'll see you next week. And yeah, we'll notify you what the schedule is. Either Friday, Monday. That's generally when we take some downtime to go and do updates and stuff like that for schedules and such. But yeah, we'll see you next week. And happy hunting. Hope you have a good one. Have a fantastic New York session, the remainder of it. And yeah, for all the members, we'll see you back on Discord. And yeah, be sure to join tomorrow's live training session. Look forward to seeing you there. And yeah, any last final closing words, Luke?
Good hunting. Yeah. See you
All
soon.
right. Okay. All right. See you guys.